And welcome, everyone, and welcome back. Finally, after another brief hiatus, the Torn Quadcast is back on WRMN. As always, I am Elliott Serrano. You might know me as one of the morning show duo for the WRMN Morning Show, as well as Chicago's King of Geeks. Joined, as always, by my Torn Quadcast co-host, Mark Allen Fishman of Unshaven Comics. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good. You might know me as the guy in the red minivan going a little too slow for your liking on 294. I'm not sorry.
Well, get over to the right, okay? Just get all the way over to the right. If you're on the right, I don't care.
I wait to see someone's anger, and then I just keep changing lanes with them.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah. And then they lock eyes with me, and I do one of these.
Make sure he's not doing one of these,
Yeah, also true. But I'm in a minivan, so there's usually that pity moment where they're like, wait, are you trying to do this in that?
Yeah. Poor guy. Well, the Torn Quadcast, for those who are not familiar, is the show that makes you yawn.
It's rip-roaring.
It's rip-roaring. It's the show where we talk about sports entertainment, sports, Oxford, and entertainment. And trust me, we're running the whole gamut today. Looking down at our rundown, we're going to be talking a lot about the WWE, what's the conclusion of the run, the last time is now run with John Cena. We're also going to talk a little bit about NXT, AEW, as well as what's going on in the worlds of the DC film universe and Marvel. By the time this airs, a lot of folks will have already seen the teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And we're also going to be giving a little bit of a tribute to Mick Foley, who made a really important decision this past week in regards to his relationship with the WWE. So why don't we just jump into things right now? We're going to start off talking about what was the event of the season, at least this late in the year. It was the last match of the never-seen 17 world champion John Cena. Took place on Saturday night's main event against Gunther.
Was it though a Saturday night main event? Really? Because it wasn't on free television, which I only found out the day of.
Yeah, no, it was not on NBC. It was only on Peacock. Yeah, you had to watch it. You had to watch it on Peacock. I know. I get it. Because normally Saturday night's main event is also made available on Channel 5 or NBC.
NBC 5 yeah.
Here in Chicago. Yeah.
To be fair, I also didn't pay for it, but I did see it thanks to a free trial of Peacock available via my Amazon Prime subscription.
There you go. Well, yeah. Was it really? You know what? At this point, I think that's probably the last. That I'm ending 2025 with seeing the last any main big event that WWE is going to be offering. Because again, I'm not going to ESPN. Even if I had, I mean, I know I've got many of the ESPN shows on the Disney Plus app, but to see WWE PLEs, you have to pay extra for them, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. That's essentially TKO, being greedy. So I'm not missing anything. Like, quite frankly, I'm not.
No, and definitely if you watch this event, not to bury the point here, but it wasn't compelling me afterwards to keep that membership to Peacock, or I didn't feel like I had to tune in on Monday or Friday night from what stemmed from this, because if you did watch the show, this was John Cena's as close to what he wanted to book as he was ever going to get. He wanted this show to offer opportunity. Now they've kind of switched the narrative a bit, when he started, he said the Last Time Is Now tour, the final match that he would have was supposed to be like a passing of the torch, giving somebody he hoped the opportunity that he had when he faced off against Kurt Angle. That got warped into, I hope that the pre-show before my match offers that opportunity. So what they did is they had up and comers from NXT facing off against the current stars of Raw and SmackDown in the an anticipated final match of John Cena versus Gunther. And it was an interesting card for 2 hours.
Now, I was working that evening, and I made it home just in time to catch the John Cena versus Gunther, the Ring General.
So you missed nothing.
Yeah, and again with the Ring, I don't care for this remake that they've done of Gunther. They've changed his music a bit, a little too significantly. They've changed his intro. I don't know why. It worked before. Maybe it's maybe he's too much like one of those guys that would fight Indiana Jones in one of the movies, I don't want to say it. Yeah,
it skates a line. It definitely skates a line. I think in this case, if I'm looking at the bright side of it, they're doing a bit of a throwback. He is like a villain's villain. It's an interesting take. I don't think I hate it as much as you. I think in context to the match, he was really the best possible opponent given the field that was in that tournament. But if you don't mind, I actually do want to hit on a couple of points before we get to his match, because I did watch the whole thing.
Sure, go ahead.
The first match was Oba Femi versus Cody Rhodes. And this was as WWE style a match as you're going to get, in that these are two baby faces facing off for kind of bragging rights. I've never seen Oba Femi before. So the presentation, he kind of reminds me of M'Baku from the Black Panther series. He has like a very tribal, interesting intro, very cool. He's a very interesting looking guy, like real big, real fast. I liked the presentation. Cody is Cody. And just as the match is getting interesting, like when each guy has gotten in some offense, and now you're about to see like why we should care about Oba Femi, Drew McIntyre runs in and stops the match cold so that he can kick Cody Rhodes in the face a couple of times, because I guess they're mad at each other this week. It was such a cop out of an ending. Not a fan. After this was, and forgive me if I'm getting this out of order.
But wait a minute, hold on. Wouldn't that technically be a dusty finish?
A very dusty finish.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Give it up for old Pops. But anyway, go on.
Oh, baby. The next up was Sol Ruca versus Bailey. Sol Ruca is an up-and-coming NXT star who I'm not sure what her background technically is, but I'm guessing skater, gymnast, stunt woman, because she has as many new moves in her array as Rey Mysterio did in 1998. Like every other move, Michael Cole was losing his marbles trying to call, because she's flipping and cartwheeling and doing stuff all over the place. I'm just going to point out as a fan, she's going at about 75% speed, and you can see it. Mm-hmm. So it's problematic when, especially with the ladies, when they don't hit the ropes hard enough. If they don't hit their moves hard enough, you see them like it breaks the reality. Bailey is fantastic. She could get a match out of a broom if she needed to, so it was good. I believe Saul got the upset win on that one, which makes sense. You would hope so. Good for her. Shrug. Like, I'm glad, I guess. There were other matches that I have seemingly blanked out. There was a funny spot for Joe Hendry to come and nerf the Miz.
I saw that on YouTube. That looked kind of funny. Yeah,
it was great. Yeah. Oh, and there was a tag team match. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against an NXT guy and a TNA guy, who I guess are a tag team, or they were just thrown in together for this match. I was unclear. It was very good. It's hard to get a bad match out of any of these guys, but it was very funny that the two rookies were 21 years old.
Jeez.
Right. And the fact that Michael Cole was just trying hard not to say that if you combined both of their ages, AJ Styles would still be older.
That's true.
But it worked out. It was a good match overall. I just remember like coming out of it like, well, this was sort of like a nothing burger. It was fine. And it was all just to kind of push. They had a lot of filler interviews with all the legends in front of the screen, behind the screen. I thought that was very touching. Like the one cameraman who always follows Cena down the ramp, Stu. We got him talking, and you got the sense like they hit every angle of the Cena story, from how big his heart is with the Make-A-Wish to choosing his moments, to Stephanie, to of course the egregious back patting of Stephanie McMahon for saving his career.
There's a former WWE creative writer. I forget his name. I used to follow him on Twitter back in the day, and he talks about he was the one who came up with the Vanilla Ice gimmick for John Cena, and that to this day John Cena owes me $40 for that gimmick or something like that. So, but
I'm sure he would. I do laugh. I caught it on TikTok this morning, by the way, before we jump into the Cena thing. This is my transition. Some guy who has a really good John Cena impression is starting to do TikToks where he answers the basest of questions as John Cena. And I've never given it any thought, but Cena answers questions so methodically that this guy's got it perfectly. Because like the question comes up, what do you order at McDonald's? And he's like, now that's an interesting question. Let me talk about this. When you think of buns, I like to get a yeasty undertone. So I usually start with the quarter pounder with cheese, which is what you would think, but I actually go for the double because of the protein content. And like, he gives like a 5-minute answer. Like, yeah, he nailed it. Good on him.
I would say though, speaking of buns at McDonald's, if you order the McDouble, this is my hack. Ask them to put it on the steamed bun. That's the bun that they put the fillet of fish on. Request a steamed bun. It's nothing extra, same price. Trust me, it makes the burger that much better. And yes, and I've watched John Cena. John Cena's been on a roll, doing a lot of media. He does. He's been doing a lot of talk. He did a thing for Vanity Fair, one of the culinary channels about the foods that he likes. And he explains a flat white coffee.
It's all I ever want to drink for the rest of my life, the way that guy describes it.
The way he describes it, I was like, oh, okay, there. And it's funny, too, because he was just on Cody Rhodes' podcast, the What Do You Want to Talk About? You can see the whole thing on YouTube, and they bring up that very thing. And when you talk about how methodical he is with his answers, Cody's asking him things, and man, does he start going through, and it's like, we're talking 10 minutes that say, so what did you think about that?
Oh, it's very much that, no doubt. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. By the way, my hack at McDonald's, ask for a Whopper patty. See what you get. It's not good, but the look is worth it when they just stare at you.
What's a Whopper patty?
From Burger King.
No, I know what a Whopper is. What do you mean a Whopper patty?
The beef, flame broiled, much better.
Just the beef, just the beef by itself.
Yes.
Oh.
So if I,
what they need to do is, I think for a while they did that as a wrap. I think they did a wrap, the Whopper wrap, and that I've tried. It was actually pretty good.
They've done those, yeah. I'd say it's the one thing about Burger King that always irks me is that I always forget that their original chicken sandwich hasn't been good since like '88, and usually
the
once
original?
a year, like the long one.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that thing is just a sodium sandwich. I mean, it's just
a puck of evil. But once a year, I will convince myself that I want it, and then I try it like one bite in, and I'm like, regret.
You got to do the Italian version with the marinara sauce and the cheese. That makes it tolerable. Yeah.
Yeah. The canned tomato really offsets the pure hunk of sodium. All right. Now, without burying the lead from there. So, yes, John Cena versus Gunther, all the pomp, all the circumstance. And this is John Cena's last hurrah. Every hope spot you've ever wanted. I think no fewer than 4 AAs, an STFU. He dusted off everything he could find. He didn't do his Chinese lightning fist. I guess we're supposed to forget about that. But
which one?
He did the lightning fist when he went. You remember he learned Mandarin so many years ago, and he came back to the WWE, and he had a new finisher, the lightning fist.
Oh wow, I don't remember that one. I remember the STFU, the AA, but I don't remember the lightning fist. All right,
it didn't last.
Fist shots really don't last. I think Chris Jericho tried something like that.
He still
uses didn't work, does it? And then was it? Remember when the Big Show, when that used to be his finisher?
Oh my god, the world's slowest punch.
Yeah, he'd hit you with that big ham hock of a hand of his. Yeah,
right. Which I always enjoyed because that about the time he was using that is about the same time that Unshaven Comics Kyle Nepper decided he would appease me because we were roommates at the time. He would give wrestling a shot. So he came in to start watching, and he liked Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle had the Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. And once Kyle heard that wrestlers could have minions, he was like, oh, I like that. And then he watched Big Show do a whole match, and he turned to me and goes, Mark, just a question, and feel free to kick me out of the room. But if that big guy kept punching people through the whole match, why did the punch at the end knock them out? Because he was doing that the whole match. And I just sort of looked at him like, just go. I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
You know, I would have loved it if he just came out, bop, and that's the end of it. But
yeah, that was it. Like you go and boom, you're done, right?
So the end of this big match, by the way, in case you haven't seen the 8,000 clips cut from it, the whole match story is Gunther eventually just gets into a rhythm of he keeps putting John Cena in the sleeper. No matter what he does, he keeps coming back to the sleeper. And Cena did everything. The 3-hand fall, the last one comes up. Mm-hmm. He did one where he did one of his hand signals to the crowd. And then finally, very John Cena-esque, he calls for it, gets in the sleeper, and without any sign of pain or grimace, just a wink and a smile at the camera.
Literally smiling at the camera. Yes.
Taps out and says, that's it, I'm done. To a sea of boos.
Yeah, well, yeah. People did not like it. They wanted to see their boy go out on top, which I understand. And man, did people, it was all over. It was all over the internet. It was on TikTok. Some of the wrestling accounts I follow on TikTok were pretty much divided on it. To no surprise, when Triple H comes out, the first people are chanting BS, BS, BS. I'm not saying the term because I mean this video is appropriate for children on YouTube. And John Cena's just sitting there in the middle of the ring saying, "Guys, this is all I got. I have no more." And then Triple H comes out and he is resoundingly booed. He was the one who made the call. And I'm gonna tell you right now, folks, John Cena's the one who made that call. He's the one who decided 100%. To do it. He decided. Yeah, no, that was him. As Triple H said from the beginning, John Cena has deserved the right to call his own shot. That was as they said, as John, you go out on your back, as they say.
He gave up willingly in this case to show I gave you everything I had. The video packages, by the way, look, I stump for AEW harder than anybody on this channel, so I will give it up where I can. WWE's video package making team, give them all the Oscars and Emmys and whatever's, because I like John Cena. I have never been a John Cena fan, but certainly respect the guy and love him outside of the WWE.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
all of these packages put together, even I was getting misty eyed. Just
Yeah.
all of the seeing certain stars come out, and I love how some of them drop the act entirely to say something very sweet to the camera, and other people, Becky Lynch, can't drop the act and have to like play it up. Drew McIntyre's the first one I thought was hilarious, and then they come back later in the show, and his like they kept getting him in the seats, like just in an empty arena. So the first time the camera comes up to him and they're like, "What do you think about John Cena?" He's like, "Whatever, get out of my face. I don't care." And then they come back later, he drops the act and he's like, "Love you. You're awesome." You know, some people did the salute. Some people said, I liked CM Punk through tears saying, "I see you." Oh, good for you.
That's funny. I was like on Peacock, and I went back and I watched the John Cena CM Punk match, where the one where he says if he wins it, he's going to leave WWE with the championship. Remember when his contract was up? You know, if I win this, I'm out of here. I'm taking it with me. And he's up against Cena, the company guy, and I remember seeing that match the first time and being really, kind of surprised that it ended the way it did. Cena puts over CM Punk. CM Punk wins it, and there's a little twist where it's like Vince McMahon's going to try to get Alberto Del Rio to cash in the Money in the Bank and get it back, but it doesn't work because CM Punk takes off through the crowd and da da da. But I'm watching. I'm going, wow, I don't remember this match being as good as it was. I mean, it was again John Cena in the middle of a time when I tell you, I like that the crowd unanimously cheered for him. I mean, because we forget for how long, even when Cena was, over, so to speak, you still had people, singing the John Cena sucks, John Cena sucks. He was never, during his career, he was never that guy that people universally loved. Yes, he had a lot of folks that really appreciated him. And I remember all the time people say, "Oh, you're shoving him down our throats. You're trying to make him go over with us." And you always had that faction within wrestling that rejected him because they really felt like John Cena was being pushed on him, not realizing
the Super Cena syndrome.
Yeah, all that stuff, right? So so I think a lot of folks do forget that. Even John Cena himself, he talked about it. Remember when he was Dark Cena, when he was, says you guys treated me like crap, and it was an abusive relationship. I'm thinking, wow, he's actually saying everything I would think he should. So to that effect, I'm glad that at the end he was universally, like he even said it on the Cody Rhodes podcast. He goes, I'm coming out, and he goes, everybody hates Gunther. He's being unanimously booed, and I'm being cheered. He goes, which has never happened. He goes, he's never had it where the entire crowd loved him and unanimously cheered him. That is just a crazy thing about the psychology of wrestling crowds these days.
Well, I saw that. It says everything. The fact that the crowd was booing the loss and then booing Triple H louder is a very inside baseball, like the fans were breaking the fourth wall, which I think Cena as a character over the course of his, many years of service to the WWE, he was a polarizing figure for that purpose, right? The whole crowd, let's go Cena sucks thing. It was very much a, you keep making him win. He keeps holding the championship. He is the default. And I think very clearly based on the branding coming out of that show and the continuously tarnished legacy of Hulk Hogan, the WWE could not be happier to bestow upon John Cena the you have all the flowers, you carried the brand, you are the GOAT. Let us bask in your legacy now in the twilight of that end of your career, and let's forget about all the other history.
Yeah.
And and I would say, unlike Hulk Hogan, so far, John Cena has earned every lick of it. He, unlike Hulk Hogan, really, really gave back to the business. This is not a guy who took his best friends and promoted them up. This is a guy who worked with anybody you put him in the ring with, that genuinely tried to get other people over when he had the opportunity. And while I think he'd even be the first to admit he wasn't ever a Kurt Angle between the ropes, he didn't have to be. With a moderate move set and the 5 moves of doom, that dude carried a company on his back for the better part of 20 years. He earned his flowers. He put his. I was a little sad that he didn't wear Nike or the Reebok pumps.
Yeah, like to pump them up,
Yeah, so he just left
before he
his
did the
sneakers in the ring.
AA. Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
left his sneakers in the ring, and yeah, I think he earned it. And I'd say like it comes right up the story that I put in here afterwards. So the fallout from the show, by the way. Yeah, Triple H was loudly booed. They said that Gunther had to be escorted out by security, which I think is hilarious. And it brings up the question now: is Gunther the WWE's new chosen Ubermensch super heel? Like, where do we go from here? Because I know that they started out Raw with him arriving and people sneering at him and him just kind of eating it all up. But I didn't see a lot other than that. I didn't see him like, did he come out and say, CM Punk, I'm taking your belt and I'm going to rule for, blah, blah, blah. Look what I did. I think he's just sort of here, enjoys the heel heat while he's got it. And it's business as normal.
I mean, you got to set him up as a big heel because any minute now, Dominic Mysterio is going to turn. People are going to be cheering him no matter how bad he is, and you're going to be down another heel. I mean, really, I mean, you can look at all the bad guys right now in WWE and tell me who in WWE do you truly loathe? Who is really, really a heel that everyone despises? As hard as they try, as much effort as they put into it, Drew McIntyre just doesn't do it. Can't get him over as a heel. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, it's that they've tried with him, but here's the problem with him too is that he also releases adorable cat videos on TikTok.
There you go. I mean, I really think that Drew McIntyre's got to lean more into being who he really is and drop this kayfabe crap. Just be, who you are and let people be genuine and let people appreciate you for who you are and stop being this other thing. And then boom. Just like when when Roman Reigns came back, I mean, mind you, it took a leukemia diagnosis for people, for fans to finally, empathize with him as a character, but Drew McIntyre, there's a switch there that just hasn't quite hit yet. And there's his character is just, there's a thing about his character. It hasn't quite come through yet. I love Drew McIntyre on social media. I think he's great.
Yes.
I care absolutely nothing for his character in WWE. I don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't make me hate him. He doesn't make me dislike him. He doesn't even make me really like him either. I'm really very ambivalent about him.
He is in a handful of guys in my mind that are the perennial never gonnas. Drew McIntyre, The Miz, anybody in or around the bloodline, Sheamus. These are people. LA Knight. These are the also rans. They'll get their bite at the apple, and it's taken away from them as quickly as it's given to them, because there is some little twist, some little X factor in all of them that is not enough to make that extra oomph. Dominic Mysterio has it. I think Braun Breaker might have it. And to your point, and I'm just going to check down another box here. I think when you ask who are the real loathed heels right now, who could they be? My mind goes through the Rolodex and I say, you already shot yourself in the foot with Solo Sikoa. Sadly, there was a time when I might have believed that he was up and coming, and now his cachet is down. I think that it comes next to Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. this whole Vision thing, minus the Seth Rollins. I'll be honest, I've never been happier to see a group without Seth Rollins. Just trying to find a way, right? Because they added Logan Paul, who's a great heel. That's a guy who may never be liked no matter what he does. So,
well, remember when he was going up against Roman Reigns the first time through, people cheered him, but that's because people loathed Roman Reigns
at the time.
If you can get to cheer, and Logan Paul in and of himself, outside of, again, that's when you see him outside of the ring. When you see, you watch his shows, he actually has some humility about him. He's actually a pretty kind of a decent guy. He's very respectful of the other talent. He understands where he is.
If he got his brother to come in the ring.
Yeah, Jake is a different story. Jake is a different thing. But
there's still some DNA between them. But it does tie to the legacy, which, by the way, there's your transition. The other big thing to drop out of WWE proper this week is that the mystery man that has been messing with CM Punk and sort of on the Vision side was revealed. It was Austin Theory, which is what everybody thought.
Oh yeah, people were saying that had to be Austin Theory.
Even though they've already pointed out that one of the two mystery men was definitely not Austin Theory based on height and weight and everything else. But it was supposed to be Austin Theory the whole time.
And the thing too is now with Seth Rollins out, they've decided, hey, let's take the Vision and put all these young wrestlers who we've been trying like mad to get over. Let's put them under Paul Heyman and essentially, see what we can do. And hey, that's Austin Theory is another one who, for the life of me, you follow him on social media. The kid's incredible. He's he's got great attitude, great personality, all those things. When he's in the ring, when he does the cocky SOB kind of thing, he's like, okay, it works, but it only gets you so far. And again, it runs into it reaches its limit because that's what everyone does in WWE or in wrestling in general to get people to dislike you. Just, stop with the character and amplify your own personality and be surprised by that. I really I want to see more of Austin Theory. I'm hoping that he breaks through somehow. Because there are a lot of folks there. It's been a while. I keep saying, when are we going to get that thing with Drew McIntyre? When are we going to get that breakthrough with Austin Theory? Hell, I've lost track of the two brands right now because I've never seen SmackDown in forever because I don't get USA Network at all. But who Austin Theory's a former tag team partner, Grayson Waller, who I thought was incredible. I thought Grayson Waller was real. I thought he's too big for NXT right now. He needs to be in WWE. Let the kid loose and do the thing. And then he got out there, and then they didn't know what to do with him. They just pretty much. They've
got a lot of that. I think the WWE has a need for some turnover, which, I know they're huge. I know they have 3 shows, but the problem is it's sort of like with SNL. The longer somebody stays, the more tenure they get, the more they feel that they need to be in a certain echelon on the card, in storylines and whatnot. No offense to the guy. Roman Reigns should be retired. I've seen everything that guy has to offer now, and him and Randy Orton and probably half a dozen other guys. I feel as if we have seen all facets, all sides. There are no stories left to tell with them. And it's great that they're able-bodied still, and that, science and sports medicine has kept them in great shape. I think that's amazing. I also think it's time to hang up the boots and let the next generation, you don't have to do a Cena thing, but find a way to let those younger people do something better. Like the problem I thought with the Vision was it seemed like Seth Rollins and the Rollinettes. Without him, now they feel like this competent, young, hungry group, which the WWE need more of. If and when Rollins comes back, in all honesty, I hope they jump him and trash him so that he can come back as a baby face and start playing the old man who has lost a step because the young bucks are all after him.
Well, I think the problem, though, in WWE is they've forgotten what to do with factions. They've forgotten how to deal with them, how to build them up properly. Look what's happening with the Wyatt Six.
They've been tag champs forever, but who cares?
But again, they've lost any of the allure that they had before.
Yeah.
Especially after the way they were set up. I mean, they were set up incredibly, and they pissed it away like almost immediately. The Judgment Day. What's been up with who does Judgment Day scare? Nobody. The Bloodline. Well, Bloodline's gone. No one knows what that is.
Now they have a new moniker that was so bad I can't remember it. MFT.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's like the Roman Reigns says he's the original tribal chief. The OTC of what? There's no tribe. He's got no. How can you be? You're a chief with no tribe. So I don't think you can really call yourself the OTC. So it's there was a time, again, I will never forgive WWE for giving up that bit when it looked like they were going to have the Shield and the Wyatt, was it the Wyatt family? When Bray Wyatt, and when it looked like they were going to go at it. And people were losing their minds. These were the two biggest forces in WWE right then. They were teasing it. Oh my God, the crowd was going, "Oh, this is awesome! And then they forgot about it just like that. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, the WWE has lost things through the fingers so many times. We could dedicate a whole show to it, but if we'll move on quickly to a quick nothing burger of a story. If you follow NXT, and I don't, apparently there was a big botch between two ladies, one named Hale, the other Monroe. There was a botch at the end of a championship match. It was for the North American title, which is the mid-card NXT Women's Championship. And I guess the current champion was supposed to retain, but she forgot to get her shoulder off the mat. She just put her hand up. And the ref did what the ref is supposed to do and counted 1, 2, 3. And instead of retconning it or figuring out some way to like dash it, Shawn Michaels and company just said, okay, roll with it. And that's what they're doing. And supposedly that just, set a whole bunch of people ablaze backstage, both in the dirt sheets and in the actual company. And all I can say is it bad that I don't know who either of those people are?
Hey, it is what it is.
I watched back the botch and I'm like, okay, well, all right. I mean, I'm actually happy for the one who won because clearly that wasn't supposed to happen. And now that she knows, like, okay, well, we'll get behind it. She's got that little window opening, like, hey, if you can make something of this, let's see where you go.
They can just reverse it the following week, do a rematch and put the belt.
That's what they had said, but apparently they're gonna let her retain the new thing. We'll see what happens. So there's that. We do have one more WWE story, by the way, before we leave the WWE. For all the returning legends that came out for Cena's last match, which there were a ton, from ECW's Rob Van Dam. Kurt Angle was there, if I believe Haku was there.
Haku was there, yep. Trish Stratus was there.
Stratus.
There's a bunch of folks there. Yeah, no.
But there was one person not there. One legend who decided to take a picture in front of his television at home and said, "Thank you for everything, John Cena." That was the internet's favorite, Mick Foley, who also got into the news this week.
Oh, yeah. No, Mick Foley wasn't there. Mick Foley, for reasons that I totally respect, has decided to part ways with WWE. He can no longer stomach a lot of the practices of the WWE. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the whole issue of Trump's just inconceivable, and I will use a quote from a Rob Reiner movie, inconceivable tirades on social media about Rob Reiner, and just totally being as unpresidential as he's ever been, and essentially just alienating even more people. When you talk about someone who was beloved as a movie director and as a creator, as an actor and a producer and an activist, to have, yet again, our president doesn't know how to show just the smallest modicum of compassion. It's got to make it about him all the time. And WWE and TKO and everyone there at that organization, they kowtowed to Trump, and Mick Foley said, "I can't associate with that brand anymore."
Right.
And I respect that. I respect that. There are going to be a lot of folks. Well, he's got to stay out of the politics. Wrestlers. I don't need the politics in wrestling. I go, you know what? Be quiet. Just
if you don't need politics in your wrestling, tell me again about Hulk Hogan's early career.
Yeah. Add to that whenever, when the freaking kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs comes out and tells women, like, stop thinking about careers and just think about getting married and being stay-at-home wives. And you have all these, conservatives out there go, oh yeah, well, he's just saying his piece. He's exhibiting, he's using his First Amendment rights. He's entitled to his opinion. I'm like, okay, he's entitled to his opinion. Then then fine.
So is Mick Foley.
So is Mick Foley. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, just to kind of double back on the night, I will actually admit it was in my own personal note on the event. I really disliked this new theme of WWE's take money wherever you can get it, because the mat, the physical canvas on which John Cena's last match was held, had a gigantic ad for Saudi Arabia. And
they had the Riyadh thing on there, yeah.
And at the end of his match, he bends down and he kisses the mat. And I fully understand the respect and what he is trying to communicate, but the fact that it is framed with Riyadh right there on the mat printed, I'm like, this is just the worst look. Because it's bad enough that the company goes out there, that it's letting giant pay-per-views now happen over there. Just the taking of this money and the people that celebrate it or accept it or hand wash their way through it, it's bothersome to me. So when I see stuff like what Mick Foley did there, all you can do is just applaud it and say, like, that man has earned everything, and not taking on the WWE's legacy contract or whatever. So he won't be in the next WWE 2K whatever game. I'm sure, even for a man who is notoriously frugal as Mick Foley, will have saved enough shekels, and he owns the rights to his own name. He can be a legacy guy wherever he feels like, and God bless him for doing it. So kudos to him.
Kudos to him. And let me put a disclaimer out there. I do not hold the people of Saudi Arabia responsible for what their government does. No, because for what it is, them. Yeah, it's not them. And there are people in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. These are people, they're fans of the product. They love it. And, they deserve to be entertained as well. The government does. And, because let's be honest, right now, United States of America really holds no moral high ground anymore on a lot of shit we're doing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we take money. We take money anywhere and everywhere from anyone for anything.
And we're
literally selling gold cards into the country now.
Oh, and we're all about human rights violations right now. I mean, we're doing a lot of that too. So, for folks who want to talk about how superior the United States is and we're the moral leaders of the world, that those days are way behind us. So, to that effect, I would say, yeah. But it's tough. These are tough times right now. It's very difficult to be able to separate our entertainment from the politics. And I know there are a lot of people who don't want them to go together, but there comes a point where if you don't agree with the politics of something, and yet you give them your money, you are endorsing those politics. And that's the reality of things right now. It's why I have my Cubs fandom on the shelf right now. This past year, when they had this great season and they went to the playoffs, I didn't watch any games. I didn't even watch the playoffs. Didn't care. When that ownership supports the politicians that it does, and it gives money to people who want to strip U.S. citizens of their rights and push policies that divide this country more and more, you know what? You don't need my money. It's obvious that you don't care about me as a fan. You don't care about me as a citizen. Don't tell me it's just politics. The politics is about the finances. When you see that you are supporting people who are dividing this country and hurting people, actively hurting people, and laughing about it and mocking people on social media, you know what? That it's beyond politics. It's a lack of human decency, and it's a sad state of affairs on America that that we endorse it and we give it our money. That some people endorse that sort of thing and give it their money. So I can't do that. So kudos to Mick Foley for making his decision. And you know what? And if you don't like what Mick Foley did, then fine. Don't worry about it.
The correct term there is have a nice day.
Yep. There you go.
All right.
All right. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we will do we're going to get into some other things. We've got a detour into
we have AEW. We're going to talk about Sports Illustrated's Pro Wrestling Awards.
Yeah.
And then we dive into the comic book universes and their new drops coming out.
Well, I will say this. Tony Khan should be pretty happy right now.
Very happy right now.
I did not know that the Jacksonville Jaguars were winning. His football team's actually doing pretty well.
Bortles.
We'll talk about that and other things when we get back. All right, folks, that was a short break. We are back. This is the Torn Quadcast with your hosts, Elliott Serrano and Mark Allen Fishman. It's been a full first half of the show. We're going to dive straight into AEW now and talk about what's going on there. What's going on, Mark?
Well, and the cool thing is here, WWE is not without some mentions here too. So Sports Illustrated and their panel of, I want to say 7 to 8 writers came together for their end of year awards. And it's an interesting list. I don't know how coveted any of these things are or who cares, but for a nationally distributed magazine such as Sports Illustrated.
Is it though? I think they stopped publishing. I think Sports Illustrated is just online.
Perfect. So for as coveted a brand as it might be,
it is a brand. I mean, yeah, but I don't even think I don't think they publish anymore. Yeah.
Well, so if you happen to be on Sports Illustrated, they did release their end of year awards, and I'll go through them for you. The rivalry of the year went to Hangman Adam Page's. I'm sorry, I missed one. The storyline of the year is Hangman Adam Page's redemption arc. Going over his vile house burning crazy heel run to the oh my god, what did I do? I am so sorry run to winning the championship, which ties directly to the next award, the rivalry of the year between Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley. Fantastic. Just to let you guys know, the runners up for storyline of the year was John Cena's retirement and the downfall of the Death Riders. Okay. Your 2024.
Now, the problem, I'm sorry, the only reason, and I think the reason the John Cena storyline doesn't win is because they kept changing things in the middle of everything. And
it was a mess.
And even John Cena himself, again, he refers to the whole thing with The Rock and Travis Scott, and how they had them at one point, and suddenly they were no longer available. So what do you do? And yeah,
right. So it makes sense. Okay. By the way, your rivalry of the year runner-up was Tony Storm and Mariah May, and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Your heel turn of the year, well-earned, WWE, goes to Naomi. She is over on SmackDown, and she has had a very successful changeover from fan favorite to jeered rivaless. So
yeah, but isn't she gone now because she's going to have a baby?
Yes, but she did enough during the year to have earned that award. Your runner-up, by the way, for heel turn of the year goes to John Cena. For all 7 weeks, he was bad.
Had the makings of the greatest heel turn ever, but that one still goes to Hulk Hogan. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Your best on the mic this year goes to Elliott's favorite, timeless Tony Storm.
Love her.
I'm sorry. There's no other person in this category that even belongs.
No,
she wins.
She did that. Everything about her.
Every time she holds a microphone, it is absolute gold.
Can't. I could sit and listen to her for days on end.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. Next up, your Best in the Ring award goes to AEW's Will Ospreay. Hard to argue. The guy is a human highlight reel. He is the evolution of take your favorite pick. He flips, he flops, he flies, he power bombs. He's amazing. Fantastic. I will also give credit, by the way, to their runner-up, number 2, Io Sky, who is also very fantastic in the WWE. And I'm glad that they actually elevate her right there and that they're showing off right now. Men and women equal. We're not doing this by division. It is by entertainer.
Incredibly talented, but man, she's got to work on her mic skills.
Or be given a mouthpiece.
Yeah, that would work too, yeah.
Your breakout wrestler of the year, Kyle Fletcher. Sure, why not? I mean, he is a name. He does really well in the ring. He can talk. I'm here for it. Your runners up for the year, and I guess this one's kind of a weird one. Dominic Mysterio. I kind of think like maybe he should have taken it, but I go, well, what has he done specifically in 2025 that would have earned something? Because I think he's kind of already been the guy for a while. So we'll call that there. And also a runner up here as well, Javon Evans, who is very good in the ring and would love to see him do more than where he's at right now in NXT. Let's see. Sure. Your comeback performer of the year. I don't understand what this award's for, but it goes to Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't get it. I've seen him for a bit. I kind of thought he was supposed to be a heel, but then he comes across as a face. And I mean, the dude's got like Russian mafia like all over him as far as character wise. Yeah. But I'm supposed to cheer for him. All right. Okay.
I guess the comeback has to do with the fact that he is literally coming back off a torn ACL. So cool. I'm glad you're healthy.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Your tag team of the year, FTR. Hard to argue. I still personally do not understand why a tag team that can talk needs a mouthpiece, but they make it work with their man Stokely. He is entertaining to say the least, and they are always good. Whoever they wrestle with, I point this out, they get every team that they face over. They make them feel bigger and better than they should be. Case in point right now, they're feuding with the remnants of the Gunn Club, which includes one half of Billy Gunn's sons, the other one's on the shelf, and the newly returned Juice Robinson. The fact that in 1 week's time, FTR has me caring about them winning says everything. So good for them. Your runners up here are also two other AEW tag teams, the Young Bucks and Brodito. Shout out, of course, always to Brodito, because we love ourselves our ice hating tag team.
Gotta love them. I'm just curious, because you mentioned the Guns, the Young Guns, and da da da. Where are the Von Erichs? I know Kevin Von Erich's sons were supposed to be out there somewhere, and I don't know. Did they show up in TNA or AEW or wherever?
They have kind of shown up a little bit everywhere, but nowhere. Like
Okay.
I just don't know. They don't seem to be under anybody's contract or anything, and it just seems to be the Von Erich curse. Like known everywhere, but not ever there.
Yeah, well, when you don't have like an entire promotion just backing you, and putting you over all the time, I guess true. So.
I will say though, there's a whole interesting category to discuss if you're into that sort of thing when we talk very distinctly about legacy wrestlers right now, because you have Charlie Dempsey, who is William Regal's son. You've got Lexi King, who is Brian Pillman's son, Braun Breaker, who is Rick Steiner's son. I mean, the list goes on, and all of these guys are actually like maybe even better than their fathers if given the right platform. The Dynamite Kid's son is actually wrestling in AEW right now, along with a piece of drywall from Britain, whose name I can't forget or remember. But
I remember when WWE used to make this big deal about first, second generation or third generation, da da da. The Rock, second generation. Randy Orton, second generation. Da 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 da. Okay, what do we? How long did it take for them to come out and say, that Braun Breaker was, a Steiner?
I mean, I just don't know, and that's the thing. Like, do you lean into it? Do you not? Some wrestlers want that, some of them don't. It's a case by case basis. I still think Kyle Fletcher is Randy Orton's son, and he's just not saying anything. If you just look at the two of them, interesting. Okay, let's get to some other fun ones. The match of the
cowboy, Kyle Fletcher. Do that.
Oh, I would love that.
Or just call him Fletch. Just call him Fletch.
Fletch.
Do like a. Go on.
The kid still needs the right tagline, because his catchphrase is not getting over, and it's so sad whenever he tries it.
What is it?
You will say my full name.
Yeah, that's not.
It's awful. All right, our match of the year, a match that you and I have both seen: Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, I give it that. Yeah, no, that was probably one of the most incredible matches. I think that didn't we say that was a match of WrestleMania? I mean, I think the guys tried to equal that the following night, but no, they owned that night. Yeah,
they did. Yeah, I mean, it's well earned, and to be honest, the runners up are all AEW 5-star classics. I agree with them. Your show of the year goes to AEW's Double or Nothing. I don't pay for their pay-per-view, so I'll assume they're right. Which, by the way, the only runner-up from WWE was WWE Evolution. That says a lot.
That was the all-women's paper, the PLE, right? Yeah.
Yep. Your female wrestler of the year is somehow Mercedes Moné. I've stated before, I don't get it. I don't like her very much. I don't think she's very compelling right now. And the fact that she has 13 or 14 championships, I mean, I get the larger picture. She's giving back to the business by getting all of these small promotions interested. Good for her. But the fact is, to Tony Khan's discredit as a booker, she has lost both opportunities for the big belt. So in my eyes as a fan, she isn't one to ever win the big one. So,
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I think though Mercedes Moné, when all is said and done at the end, the people are going to be overlooking this and thinking about all the great things she did. I still love her. I think she's great. I mean, yes, I really think that the bit between her and Tony Storr was wasted. You know, they should have had a back and forth, you know, where they were trading title wins, you know, but
There could have been one. By the way, I'm just going to point this part out because I think you'll enjoy this. Your 2025 runner-up, Timeless Tony Storm. Your 2024 winner, Timeless Tony Storm.
okay. So it was like again back to backs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, well, it's SI. So and they
There
don't
you
even
go.
they don't even. I mean, I could write for SI right now. That's how far that brand has fallen. Sorry.
I mean, they would, but all of your picks would be. I don't know this guy, but I assume.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this guy. No, I don't watch that. I don't watch that. I would just be filling in Tony Storm, Tony Storm, Tony Storm, Tony Storm.
And you know what? I'd still read it. Your male wrestler of the year, no surprise, Hangman Adam Page for all the reasons above. Your runners up, by the way, John Cena and John Moxley. Sure. Your promotion of the year, obviously biased here, All Elite Wrestling. And they give all their reasons. I do find it funny that the second place runner-up is CMLL, the Mexican league down there. I thought that's pretty cool. So
yeah, I mean, I think you need to start seeing more of the indies come through, and then yeah, CMLL and well, I mean, Triple A used to be like the one, the big one outside of WWE and all, and then WWE bought them up. So
yeah, kind of less than. And in an award that can only be described as unnecessary, the 2025 Legacy Award goes to, you guessed it, John Cena. And yeah, there was no 2024 and there was no runner-up. So give the man his flowers once again. I'm sure of all the accolades he has, winning this award will make John Cena feel like he can truly retire. So good on you. It was it's a well-researched article. I give credit where it's due. Like I said, there's a lot of writers contributing to this. So I appreciate that there was a pretty good spread there. I think it's whatever. Go take a look yourself. It's on si.com if you dare. So
I think that's the only place you're going to find it because they don't print Sports Illustrated anymore.
They don't print it, but I will say, like, all the dirt sheets also picked it up because everyone loves a good war of faction fans. I get triggered at least twice a day by threads as it sends you threads it thinks you might care about. And like lately it's like, hey, Mark, this guy said something fun about AEW. You want to click? Like, no, I'm fine. Leave me alone.
That's enough of that.
It is. How about we go over to the world of nerdy cinema?
All right, folks. That's when this is where you can check out if you want or stick around when we talk about the world of entertainment. Yes, both Mark and I are big comic book fans as well as comic book creators. And there have been some big things that have gone down in the world of comics. And needless to say, there's a lot of hype going on, and people are already concerned. First off, big thing with the buying of Netflix. Netflix buying Warner Brothers. There were rumors going around that James Gunn's days with the WB brand and DCEU were numbered. But Netflix has since gone on record to say no. The deals are in place. The Warner Brothers is going to function as it is. Will continue to function as it is, and we are relying on James Gunn to continue to develop the DC film universe. So that is still in place. We'll see how long that actually lasts, though.
I would be surprised why they would unseat him so quickly when I believe thus far he's proving profitable.
Somewhat profitable, yeah. But again, Netflix is, if nothing, notoriously cheap. So
that is also true.
We'll see.
So stay tuned for all of the James Gunn dropped shows that are really great for a season, but he seems to be the one to end them soon anyway. Peacemaker, we're looking at you. Grr.
I'm just hoping Peacemaker gets off of Salvation sooner than later, because it would suck if that's where our boy John Cena ends up being left after an incredible 2 years of Peacemaker. But then yes, the Supergirl teaser dropped, and I think it looks kind of fun. It looks like, it's different. From what I understand, it draws on the Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow series that Tom King did.
Mm-hmm.
Not by any means the Silver Age version of Supergirl like they did. I mean, when you think about it, the Superman movie was Silver Age Superman. That
very much
in the film. Pretty much, the good guy, the Boy Scout, and so on. Whereas Supergirl, it makes sense if you consider that Supergirl, for folks who are unaware of her history, she was like a teenager when she finally comes to Earth, and was much older when the destruction of Krypton took place, and survived just because of the city of Kandor being preserved as it was. So you would think that this young lady would be suffering from a little bit of PTSD. I mean, that's kind of traumatic experience, watching your entire world, explode. So the fact that she is now essentially living through that trauma and exhibiting it in some sort of self-destructive behaviors makes perfect sense to me.
I mean, it's like I said, I agree with you. I think it's a good contrast to, we already have a goody two shoes hero. We don't need the female version of that. We're getting something new and fresh. Another big deal with this particular movie is that Jason Momoa has shed his Aquaman outfit to be the last Zarnian as Lobo in this movie. There's a screen cap. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll see they've already done some digital enhancements so that you can get a better look at him. He's chomping on a cigar. It looks fairly comic accurate for all intents and purposes. And sure, I'm here for all of it. From the moment you see Crypto peeing on a Superman laden Daily Planet article.
Yeah.
Through the rest of it, it's an interesting story. I also enjoy that it seems that, like she admits in the Superman movie, she goes to planets under a red sun, which dampen the powers, take them away, basically, and she can get drunk. So we're getting a depowered Kryptonian showing her mettle, having to solve problems more human like, let's say. And look, of all the people, James Gunn knows how to make aliens.
Well, he doesn't direct this one. It's
Right.
under a different director, but I mean, yeah, he is a producer on it, and I'm sure he gave some guidance on it. It looks like fun. I mean, I do. It looks like fun. Do I think it's going to make Superman box office? I doubt it. If you were hoping that this would be like DC's Captain Marvel, probably not. But it's going to see the brand expanding. It's expanding the world of the DCEU, and the narrative of the DCEU, and I'm pretty sure Superman appears in this one too. So,
yeah, I'm here for it. I actually hope they just pick the right weekend to make their money, that it gets seen, and that it's of high quality. The other one, and this is like kind of a little tiny earmark to that story, they also dropped a like 13-second trailer for The Lanterns, which is going to be a HBO Max or whatever limited series. They said very much like True Detective. What we get from it is that Hal Jordan is leaving the Lantern Corps, and he is giving the ring up to John Stewart, and it's sort of like a buddy cop but a dramatic story. The teaser, all 13 seconds of it, literally is just John Stewart saying, "I'm ready. This is it. I'm here for it." And Hal basically saying, like, you think you know the rules, you don't know the rules. And they show him dive out of this old car that they're driving, and the car goes over the cliff with Jon Stewart in it. And that's your trailer. So clearly he's going to have to use the ring or do something, or he dies, and that's the end of the show. Sure, 13 seconds. I'm here for it. I admittedly, when somebody told me like this is what we're getting for the Green Lanterns, as a Green Lantern fan, I was sort of like, okay. Like, I was so excited by Guy Gardner and what we saw, what limited ring use we saw from him. I'm a Kyle Rayner mark. I know he's not going to make his way anytime soon to a theater near you.
You never know. You never
know. But again, it's like, of all the heroes that CGI were built for, Green Lantern's one of them. And I know that not Ryan Reynolds' fault, but Green Lantern does not bring up many good memories for a lot of fans. So
gave us Kilowog, though. I mean, when you really think about it, it was the most faithful adaptation of the comic book as you've seen.
Pretty good.
It was long. It was, it didn't,
it was a bad movie. It was a bad movie.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
So I would say though, yeah, I don't know. It's funny when the Guy Gardner version of Green Lantern, I like him more than the Hal Jordan version. So, you know what? It's too soon to say. I'm sure there's going to be some twists and turns, and you gotta, we've already done spacefaring lanterns, and I think people are over that. So, and you can't make every freaking DC hero a spacefaring hero.
True. I mean, we'll see where they go with it. It's all of interest. And what I appreciate, I think, most about what James Gunn is doing between Peacemaker, Creature Commando, Superman, Supergirl, Lanterns, the announced Batman Clayface movie, they are exploring and proving that comics can be more than the homogenized Marvel spiel. Like, he is trying to show, like, hey, we can do a little bit of breadth here. We can tell something that's more of a detective story, something that's a little bit, campy superhero. We can tell creepy superhero. I like that he's showing that. Whether or not it wins the day, I mean, Marvel's got about $1 trillion more in the bank than DC does when it comes to movie cashish, but it's as good as any to talk about now. The other thing that came out this week with Avengers Doomsday, the next big Marvel movie to drop.
Next year. Christmas next year.
Yeah, so we only have a whole year of hype between now and then.
I know. Everyone's
exhausted already.
Nuts about it. They're acting like, it's coming. No, you're not getting. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole year, and I'm counting on that because I'm working on a Dr. Doom book right now that I need at least a few months to get it ready.
Yeah, baby needs some time. So apparently, in this movie and in the forthcoming teaser to the teaser trailer, they have said that Steve Rogers is coming back, to which I say, sure, why not?
I saw it on YouTube. I think someone leaked it or whatever, and I'm sorry.
I just don't trust these things.
I don't trust them. The video that I saw looked very much like AI.
Yeah.
It looked like, again, someone said, oh yeah, let's do a scene with Chris Evans looking exactly like he did, after Endgame or even before Endgame. And I'm sorry, Chris Evans is an incredible specimen of a human, but he has aged since then. And yeah. And so I'm sure he's, I don't know. It smacks of, it smacks of misinformation out there right now. I really don't.
There's plenty there. I will cite why I brought the story up though is the article snippet I read. Someone did ask Kevin Feige, like, wait, why or how, and he pointed out correctly. Obviously, he's like, well, pay attention. In Endgame, he created a branch of reality where he returns to the 40s to live out the rest of his natural life with Peggy Carter, but he had to have returned to the normal timeline to give the shield over. And
yeah.
with all this back and forth, some things may have shifted. That's what he's trying to say, which could lead you down any number of directions. I'm like, okay, I mean, it's not like I don't believe you, and comic books are all fluid. And we also know the big deal with this Doomsday thing is supposedly this is going to reintroduce the X-Men, who will now formally be in the normal Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And my guess is, my understanding is that Secret Wars is going to be drawing on the Jonathan Hickman version of the story, not the Jim Shooter story from the 80s. And so I can see, again, Doomsday dealing with multiple realities, variants. We're already accustomed to the idea of variants from the Loki show, as well as Deadpool. So yeah, I can see that being
I'm
the
here
case.
for all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be fun.
Yeah.
I will say before we go, and kind of in the same vein, shout out to Marvel Game Studios for releasing Cosmic Invasion. It's on the Steam platform, and if you got $30 and you are a fan of retro side-scrolling beat 'em ups, double thumbs up. It's hilarious fun, and the roster of characters you can play as are all from their mid 90s ickiest. So we get among the normals that you're gonna get. You got a Spider-Man and a Captain America and an Iron Man. But then you also get no Thor, but you get Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
You get Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Okay.
You get a Captain Marvel Kree warrior who I don't even know, that Unshaven Comics Matt pointed out. He's like, yeah, she was good in the 90s for like 3 years. She uses a big sword. You get Black Panther in there, She-Hulk instead of Hulk. So
Cool.
I'm a big fan of there. You get Wolverine and Storm, who I thought was a great alt instead of your traditional Cyclops. You also get the Phoenix, Jean Grey, which is nice. Venom, and yeah, there's a couple others I'm sure I'm missing. I have yet to unlock one of them, but it goes through the Secret Invasion comic storyline with a little branching pathways, and you get to visit all your favorite places like Genosha and the AIM helicarrier that was taken over from the Triskelion when they took it over. The Savage Land, of course. You get to fight against Thanos. And
Is Kazar in there?
he is not a playable character, but he's in one of the levels. And I said, like, they put a couple of big fan service moments. There's a whole episode or level that takes place, I think, on a Kree ship, and She-Hulk. Every level you can pick whoever you want, but the game kind of hints like you need to pick these two. The She-Hulk one, she keeps commenting about all the characters in the background, and she's like, man, they broke the budget with all the cameos on this level. And at one point, like, a lot of villains come on screen, and she comments, she's like, I wish anyone in the background could come help me. So I thought that was cute. It's a good game. Again, it's $30, and I think you get what you pay for. And the graphics are like purposefully retro, which there's a part of me that's like awesome, and then a part of me is like, old man wants sharper graphics. And I know you're capable.
Is it very 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit?
It's in that sloppy space between like a Super Nintendo and a Sega Saturn.
Okay.
So like it's good.
It's not like Marvel versus Capcom.
No, it's like the version that came before it.
Okay. Okay. I remember those side scrollers. Yeah.
It's got like, that feeling.
Yeah, I've got like Captain America and the Avengers, that arcade.
Yeah, it is in the liminal space between that Captain America game and like the Marvel versus Capcom. And I'd say the studio that's producing this one, if you've played the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game, same studio, same control layout. And I will admit painfully that I thought the game would just be a cakewalk. And I have had to replay levels 3 or 4 times because it gets hard fast. And they do this to you. They say, hey, if you do these 3 things, you get some extra gems. So, of course, you're trying to do those things while the game is just punishing you mercilessly because it knows you're trying.
Okay.
Fun controls, well worth it. And I'll have a review for Spider-Man 2, which is like over a year and a half old, according to my children. But I also got that on sale from Steam, and I've loved those PS5 Sony Spider-Man games. I think they're better than the movies.
Oh well, they're making just as much money as the movies too. So yeah.
Well, hey, if I could see a movie for the 150 hours I have put into the Spider-Man series, well worth it. Well worth it.
There we go.
There you have it.
All right, folks. And with that, another edition of the Torn Quadcast comes to an end. As always, we appreciate you tuning in and watching. If you really like the show, give us a thumbs up. Share us if you can. Use that little share button right there on the YouTube screen. Share us on your social media. Tell your friends. We would certainly love to have more folks giving us a listen. Hopefully, we won't be gone as long as we've been, but whatever the case may be, hey, we have the holidays coming up. So, Mark, if I don't talk to you, wishing you, I hope you've had a happy Hanukkah. And,
we're amidst of it, yes. A couple nights to go.
Couple nights to go, and Merry Christmas to you, and to all of you out there in the YouTube verse. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a very happy holiday season, and hopefully, when we come back in the following weeks, in the weeks to come, more good news, more good things are happening all around in the worlds of entertainment, sports entertainment, and the like. So, for Mark Allen Fisherman, I'm Elliott Serrano. This has been the Torn Quadcast on WRMN, the WRMN YouTube page. As always, stay geeky, folks, and be good to each other.